Okay, this is David Detman for LearnWordpress.biz and social media for smallbusiness.com.au. Okay, so we're on the theme page at the moment. Now what you want to do is you can either go through the options here, but if you click on themes, you can also access, I'll just dismiss this, but you want the flexibility theme menu. You can see it comes up here as well if you want to access it at any time. So over here or there. Okay, now there's a lot of information here. I'm not going to run through it. Like I was saying, SEO here, it's better for SEO. There's a lot of options. Okay. Now this is where you can change the theme color, change whether it goes to light or dark or medium, choose the layout, how big it is. Alright. So if we, just for demo purposes, let's make the theme off gold, I would call it. Alright. So change colors. This will just default the whole lot over. There will be other color changes you'll need to make. Alright, so if we refresh it, okay, so that wasn't that hard. Now these colors are in the HTML color codes, so if you know your own codes, you've got a particular color you want to use, you just go in it, you can just type it in, alright, or you can do it on the screen. Okay, now this is to pick how big you want the blog, whether you want a left sidebar. Okay, I don't like left sidebars. I like right sidebars. It depends on your site and your business and what you're using the blog for. I mean, if you're setting up a store in here, you may not even want a sidebar, but you can change the size, alright. Most of mine are 1,000. Alright, put 0 for the left sidebar. But okay. Press no. Alright, now your right sidebar, you can work out how big you want that. You can work out how big you want your blog content. So if you want a 600, you just save changes. Alright. I would recommend before you set your site up with content, you just go through and have a play with it. See how it's widened. Alright. Now we could shrink this down if we want to. We could enlarge this. Alright. But I'm just showing you demo purposes. Okay, borders and backgrounds. Alright. This blog has no background image, so if you want to put an image in the background, you can do that. The blog's background image, you can change that. So I'm just curious what that one was. Okay, change the colors once again. So this is the blog area. We'll just go a bit outrageous here, just so you can see. Okay, just waiting for it to update. Alright, so let's have another look at it. Alright, see how the background here has changed? Alright, naturally, I mean, this doesn't suit. Now, my recommendations is, my sites have different things on them, but a very light grey is a good contrast in the background. You can see how it sort of goes dark at the top and lightens out. Okay, so you could do that, or just make it white. White works well, it looks professional. Dark colors in general on any type of website never really work, alright? So, let's see if we can find a grey here somewhere. It's a matter of finding it. Okay, there's a grey. And just for demo purposes, we're going to put no background image. Alright. A lot of themes you can't do all this with. You usually have to buy a theme to do this. So keep that in mind if you are going to look through the ones which are free. This is what I like about this theme. The fact which you have the option of having it free. Okay, you can see how it's dark at the top and lightens out. So I mean, for that colour, it's a little bit more effective. I'd maybe lighten it out a bit, but we'll move on. Okay, this is the blog overall settings. So the text size, I'd recommend 14. You can change the style. Okay, outside the post area, I'd change that probably up to the color you had before. It might be worth, if you are playing around these colors, copying and paste them into a notepad. Okay, you can see it's just an off-white. Right, so we'll just save that. And once that's saved, we'll refresh it. Okay, with this page, we haven't seen the effects of that, but they're only very small changes anyway. Yeah. Oh yeah, the text has changed. Okay. All right. So header. Now, what do you want your header to be? There's a couple of things you can do here. All right. At the moment, you can change the header background. Now you can have no header, you can individual image. Excuse me. Okay, so all you need to do is upload an image to your media file. We covered this in another video. Okay, and add it and then put the URL in. Okay, so it's a lot of various things you can do here. Okay, change the header color. But like I say, it's just a matter of going through and working out what you want. Now, if you don't want a search box in the header, you can move that. You can change the type of boxes, drop down boxes. Okay. Now, if you don't want to have a subscription feed in the header, you don't have to. Just keep in mind which you can put these in the sidebar if you don't want them at the top. Okay, now the hover cover. Let's go yellow. Okay. So we'll change this up just so you can see. I'll just run through the things we're talking about. Okay, this header here. These are your menu bars, alright, the way they stand at the moment. You got the search and you got this RSS feed, okay? So when I refresh this, this will all change. Okay, so there's a background. Alright. Now the other thing, keep in mind, if I'd put a picture in as one I'd saved in my files, that would go there, so you can put your logo across here and just have a background. Alright, and then you can also, you can have like a background image and then a logo, so you can custom them up as well. Okay, so blog logo here and the header background, okay, which at the moment is this cosmic one. Alright, so you can use your own custom one, okay, and you can put a logo in. Okay, so if you've got a logo somewhere online, for instance, okay, it's going to look totally weird, but I'm going to find the image location. This is another way to do it. Okay. Okay, so that's coming from another WordPress site I have naturally. Alright. Okay, this is going to look totally silly, but the reason I'm doing such wild colours is so you see the changes. Okay. Okay. Alright, so instead of having the text, I've got the logo there. Alright. Okay, so navigation, you can go through and have a look at this. Once again, you can change the colors up. You notice all the colors are changed. So when we did the major drop, default changes. Okay, your drop down menu. Okay, where you got borders. Right, you just need to go through and read this. Change it up a bit. Okay, the top featured. Now this is what I was talking about. We were going to remove this, I was saying in the last video. Alright. Now these are in the widget area. The top feature is in the widget. Let's just, so you understand. Just open the widgets. So I call them anyway. Okay, see how you got your top featured here? Alright. So you need to come in and change your top featured up if you want to put your own stuff in. Like you can use an HTML to do it. Alright. So you've got your top sidebar, left sidebar, which isn't in use, the way it was set up, and your footer. Okay. So they're the areas you're dealing with. But with the software, alright, you can choose to turn them off. So for now, as you want to get your site going and you're still getting used to it, turn it off. Okay. You can also choose when you do go to use it where you want it to come on as well. This is what I love about this. Okay. So we're turning that area off just like we turned off the left sidebar. Okay, now also in the footer you need to do this as well, and why we're doing it I'll show you. Okay, let's press no on all these things. We're going to turn the footer off for now. Once again, you can go through the same process and set your footer up later. Okay, so if you when we refresh it, what's going to happen is that's going to go and that's going to go for now. Okay, you can always turn them back on and add your own content, but as you're just starting to learn this feature, it's best to turn them off. Okay, so if we hit refresh, so it's gone. Alright, the bottom one's gone. Our page has shrunk quite a bit. But they are great areas to use when you get familiar with the software. Okay. So posts. This just comes back to how you want the post set out, what you want as a border color, so forth. The background of posts. This is what you don't do, is make things white, black, but just for the demo. Okay. Type of one we want. Centered, if you want your post centered with the text, you can always change that when you do them. Okay, whether you want, you just go through all these, size and all that. But if you want comments on it, yes or no, okay, and so forth. Okay, once again, you got your colors, you set up tags, your navigation. I know it's a lot to take in, but it's worth doing properly, alright? And you can come in later and just set it up. This is, once again, your comment area, just, you know, what you want it set to, defaults. Okay. Don't worry about saving that. Okay, top sidebar settings. Okay, this is the sidebar on the side, the first one. Okay, once again, you can set this up to custom, going through the colors and all that. Right, you don't have to go and do this straight away. Sub sidebars, same process. I tend to just use the top sidebar most of the time. We've covered footer. This is if you use AdSense ads, you can whack all that in. Okay, this is a sort of advanced thing for Google Analytics. Alright, if you know how to use Google Analytics, you have an ID and all that. Okay, I wouldn't really worry about this area. Okay, this is more for advanced users. Okay, this is if you're using themes which you pay for through their site. Okay, now just cover briefly on this. So you got skins as well. Okay, they're there if you've purchased them. Alright, you see all the skins they've got. So you can go in and buy these individually for something that you really like. Alright, so that's an option if you want to buy. The other option is remove footer links. Now we talked about this before. So there's a backlink to them here, so it's not that invasive. Alright, and usually it's a donate ad down here which they put on here. If you want these removed, you can have them removed. Okay, go into the purchase information. What will happen is, depending on, you know, if you're online marketer, you usually have quite a few blogs, and it's probably worth removing it. I plan to remove them on mine, but I don't seem that invasive. But you can pay a fee to have those two links removed. This is the background of paying for the software. All right, I'm just waiting for the page to load up. And you can pay a one-time fee for multiple blogs. So if you're using their different blogs, you don't have to pay it each time. All right, it's $47 US at the time of me making this video. It just means those two links will be removed. If you're a developer and you're having a look at this software, you can buy it. So if you're building sites for other people, you use the Flexibility theme and it won't have it on it. So it's very simple. Like I say, I mean, look, I don't think it's that invasive. I've highlighted things, but if you were to drop that back to white, and the background back to white, you wouldn't even really see it. Let's just have a look. Here we go. Oh no, not on this site. Let's go to... Anyway, if you have a look at social media for smallbusiness.com, you'll see which you can hardly even see them on there. Okay. So, I've just covered the basics of setting up a flexibility theme. I highly recommend you use this theme. There are other good themes available. Alright, we also have some paid ones on the toolbar as well. If you go into the little tool icon here and go to WordPress. Okay, I've put a whole lot of themes. The other ones I'd recommend is the thesis theme. Okay, and the ultimate WordPress theme. Okay, these are the ones which a lot of people are using who are successful. These three themes. Okay, but the reason I'm teaching you this particular flexibility one is it's a great way to get in your teeth into a theme where you can change it around a lot. Because a lot of these free themes on WordPress don't have all these options. Some do have options, some have limited options, some have no options. Okay, usually you've got to pay for a theme like this. So those three themes I'm showing you are the ones which I would recommend if you want to purchase a theme. If you want to start out with a theme which you don't have to purchase and maybe purchase it later, you've got this flexibility theme. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this demonstration on WordPress on how to install a theme, and I'll see you in the next video. This has been David Detman for LearnWordpress.biz and social media for smallbusiness.com.au. Also, don't forget to check out our other courses on the site and also the social network toolbar. I know it's been a long video, but I hope it's been helpful. Thank you again. This is David Detman.